Our motto was our building was closed, but our community remained open.
Here at Mosaic, we found the pandemic very tough. For the first time in our 25-year history, we found a way of working with everybody virtually. It was very vital for everybody to stay connected with everybody.
My key worker name is Dear Almas. During the lockdown, she sent me cards and she phoned me to see if I was well.
We held our unit meetings on Zoom, and our newsletter In the Most started to come out weekly, filled with so much great member content.
Members created new ways to keep in touch, running a film club via Zoom, an art and writing group via email, even a radio station where you could request songs.
While our building was closed, our cafe was being used by Street Kitchen to provide hot meal for the homeless people, which was organized by Lambeth Council.
Unit meetings by Zoom were a lifeline. I am just so grateful that Mosaic remained active during the lockdown and found different ways to reach out and engage its members. Without Mosaic, I dread to think what would have happened to my mental health.
I was so pleased to have staff checking on me during lockdown. I haven't got a smartphone or a laptop, so it was great having staff ringing me every day to check in to see that I was okay.
Lockdown was quite challenging for me. I found the lack of structure really hard. I missed social interactions and services. I felt isolated and alone. I ended up having a mental health crisis, and I got support by phone from the evening sanctuary. I found these calls really helpful. They listened and understood me. They were really compassionate. They gave me time. It made me feel like somebody cared.
We reopened the building in July, first with the evening sanctuary and then the day service. We introduced new ways of working in order to keep everyone safe, including social distancing, limiting the number of people in the building at any one time, as well as having time slots for members. In September, we also introduced masks, so every staff and member needs to wear a mask when in the building.
We have brought back yoga and Keep Fit. I've been going to Keep Fit, I'm enjoying it.
(2020). Just this week on the news, a reporter was talking to a pensioner in the US, largely about their election vote, but at the end, the man finished off by saying something that I think really sums up the past year. I have lived through the civil rights movement of the 60s, Vietnam in the 70s, the Cold War, 9/11, and a whole lot more besides. And I can now say, I lived through 2020. We have had it all, and are still living through a pandemic, economic uncertainty affecting employment, a generational social movement, and all the while the most helpful thing to do has been often to do nothing, which to me seems to have given the population in a microcosm a very similar experience to the one most people encounter when they suffer with their mental health. A pervading anxiety, which is only fed in an isolation that feels helpless. At these moments, is where you often just need someone either to talk with about whatever, or maybe even just their presence. This has meant those you live with, or on the occasions when you've been able to get to Mosaic. Or, as has mostly been the case for me, when Mosaic actually reach out to you just for a chat to see how you're doing and that everything's okay. I feel I've personally struggled less than others during this pandemic, but it has been a real support to talk to someone outside my house every week and to just have that sense that things are going on beyond my windows. Possibly a reason I haven't struggled as much as others is because for a lot of the year I had a very definite goal in the London Marathon, and that's something I would definitely recommend to anyone struggling with their mental health. Having a goal. Doesn't even have to be a goal as such, but just a set date or a set event to give you a bit of a direction or purpose to your everyday. However, what has actually been most striking to me in the process of preparing for the marathon and raising awareness for it is how mental health is an issue for everyone. After I said a little about myself and Mosaic, people started talking to me about their own struggles with mental health, people from all walks of life and all in different situations. And these were people who were either family members to people I barely even knew. So what I take away from it all is to be less afraid of being honest and frank with your mental health, because in all likelihood that person will be struggling as well.